We're good now.
Okay, brilliant. All right, well, I started recording, and yeah. How are you doing?
Wonderful in these quarantine times. Drinking probiotic drinks. Others are available.
We'll never be healthier. Well, I've got my Alan Partridge Norwich mug. So
brilliant.
Yeah. it feels appropriate. So yeah.
Excellent. Happy days. Good to see your face.
Good. Yeah. It's kind of like a human being. I called my mum on Skype on FaceTime yesterday, and like for the first 5 minutes, because I hadn't spoken to anybody for like. I was like my voice had broken. It was like I was like 14 years old, like, whoa, kind of like I couldn't actually speak to anyone. I couldn't actually talk properly. So yeah,
it's very odd. Odd times.
So the only thing to be aware of on here is because Skype is a one-way thing, that when one person is talking, the other person it won't be heard. So we'll have to be kind of more conscious of talking over each other more than sort of usual, really, because if I'm talking, you won't be heard, or if you're talking, I won't be heard. So it's kind of just be aware of that is all. So for all this, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. What else? Anything else before we crack on with the self-isolation edition? So, have you managed to have a look at any of the questions and things? Just got some ideas in mind. Great.
Totally.
Excellent. Okay. Good. Oh, well, I think we'll have some fun with this. It's going to be good. Yeah. Great.
Happy day.
All right. Should we crack on then? So, brilliant. Let me just check that I'm recording. Let me just check in there. Yeah, I'm definitely recording. Good. Yeah. All right. Okay, welcome once again, listeners, to another edition of Footy from the Foots, the podcast coming to you close to the home of football in San Diego, the Bluefoot Bar and Lounge in the heart of San Diego's glittering North Park. I'm your co-host, Paul Hutchinson, and I'm joined as ever. Not as ever, really, actually, kind of via the miracle of the internet, the director of football at Bluefoot, Rodney Styles. How are you doing, sir?
I'm very well. Hello.
Hello, the internet. Yeah. Wow. This is this is new. Well, it's not new actually. We've done this before, haven't we? When I was in the UK, so I'm very proud of the fact that we have put out a podcast each week, and so I didn't see this being a reason to stop, even though there's no football.
So we will not be beaten by COVID-19.
No, we won't. No. So yeah, we just have to roll with it, and this is what we're doing. Obviously, there's no football to kind of look forward to all back on from last weekend, but we thought we had the idea of putting together a few questions, throw them into a hat, pick them out randomly, and see what kind of conversation comes from that. Well, hopefully, we'll have a bit of fun with that. We'll also round off any kind of other business from the week previous, and just one or two bits and pieces. There's actually some fun things that have been produced in the light of all of this coronavirus situation. So let's try and pick the silver lining out of all of this, shall we? So yeah, let's get on with it then.
Indeed.
So yeah, how are you doing first of all, Rod? Are you kind of bearing up? What's been your day today? Are you?
My day today, I made a little salad for my breakfast. Made my wife some scrambled eggs.
Very nice.
We're fully stocked up with food here and drinks, so we're good to go. It was actually our wedding anniversary yesterday.
Oh, so, did you do it?
We did loads. That was nice. Yeah, we stayed in. We watched TV. I cooked some food, and nice. She's actually blow drying the hair as we speak. I think we're going to venture out the house and have a little walk around the town today, just to see what's happening out there. So yeah, stretch both legs.
Yeah, social distance at all times. So
at all times.
All right. So I'm from my point of view, I'm it's I'm an extroverted introvert, and my extroverted part of me is like, okay, yeah, now I'm probably in need of some human interaction at some point or other pretty soon. So yeah, well, but yeah, I'm buried up.
It was funny this morning. I woke up and I was like, hey, should we take a trip down to the beach? Maybe we'll get a beer. Oh, no, we can't do that. We can't get a coffee. We can't get a ham. It's like, yeah, maybe we'll just walk around the block. It's even if you go out, there's nothing to do.
Hey, take a roadie. Just like put it in a coffee. Yeah, take a roadie. So
yeah. I can't believe the weather right now as well. It seems to be.
Yeah, all over the place.
It's like a double whammy.
It's true. Oh my goodness. Right, we'll get up. So what I put together, we put together like 20 questions, and we'll pick them out at random, and then just see where the conversation takes us, and hopefully that will be a bit of fun. I have actually spent hours making a randomizer, and I've got like specs and everything. So I'm gonna fire up the randomizer. So are you ready?
Spin the wheel, Paul.
Oh, whoa. Sorry. 1 sec. All right. So the randomizer has suggested that we start with question 1. Can you believe?
Oh. Hello.
All right. Well, it's random. That's good. All right. A player I'd love to have seen live, but never got the chance to.
Well, immediately I think of Diego Maradona, Pele.
Yeah.
Rudiger. I mean, geez, there's so many players, isn't there? I'd love to have seen Bobby Charlton play live. Mm-hmm. George Best play live would have been great. But I think Maradona would have been up there. And he actually appeared live at White Hart Lane, my club, Tottenham, for Rossi Ardiles' testimonial. He turned out in a Tottenham shirt. I think it was 1986, if I'm right, 87. And he played 45 minutes for Spurs. Didn't score a goal, but it's actually on the Diego Maradona film that HBO put out.
That's right, yeah. What kind of reception did he get? Because
amazing reception.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right. Full up. I mean, Ozzy was a legend anyway, so his testimony was a sellout. Yeah.
Fair enough. Right.
I've not gone to that game, but obviously the usual people are your George Best, your Pelés, your Bobby Charltons.
Yeah.
Anybody you can think of who's a legend.
Of the people that it would have been sort of like possible for me to have seen and never got the chance to, I think Zinedine Zidane. For me, I unfortunately never got a chance to see him. No. I was just always at least an 8 out of 10, wasn't he? Each game. There's actually a film that someone like released, and all it is just the single camera on Zidane. I can't even remember what the game it is, but it's just focused totally on him. There's no commentary, no nothing, and it's just like him controlling the ball, passing it off, kind of making a pass, and that's all it is. And it's like that ASMR kind of like, it's just beautiful, like, you know, it's balletic and wonderful. So I think, probably Zidane for me. I think would have been the player I regret not having seen.
Great player.
Any other further thoughts before I fire up the randomizer again? Here we go.
Go for it.
Number 5. Question number 5 has been suggested. If you could have been any player, who would it have been?
Well, lifestyle and player for when he was in his prime would probably be George Best.
A cautionary tale, I think.
A cautionary tale, but boy, did he live a life. And I remember, I think a journalist went into a room once. I think it might have been in Vegas or somewhere. I think he was lying on a bed with a stripper with loads of cash around him and champagne. And they said, George, where did it all go wrong? But joking apart, I think I'd love to have been like a Gary Lineker, because I was a striker back in my day.
Yeah.
Gary Lineker seemed to be he was my hero at the time. And him, Maradona, Baggio, they're all the romantic ones, aren't they? Again, Zinedine Zidane, but he played in a position that I didn't play in. So any striker.
I used to absolutely love Gary Lineker. In fact, I remember writing an essay for English about Gary Lineker. I can't even remember what the context was, really. But he just scored four goals against Spain for England. And so I was like, totally enamoured with Gary Lineker. So I definitely, I agree with that. For me, I would love. It's a weird one, really, because I am not a United fan, but I used to love watching like Brian Robson play and Paul Scholes. Either of those, like central midfielder, kind of getting about, and just I was really upset when Brian Robson went off injured in like in '88 in the Euros, and then in 1990. I was like, that's it. We're done for. England's done for. We're just. But Paul Scholes as well had a goal in him. Couldn't tackle for anything, could he? Let's be honest. But I would have loved to have been Paul Scholes because of just the way he played was just fantastic in my opinion.
He liked putting the boot in, didn't he? Paul Scholes.
Well, that's it. I think he thought that he was a really good tackler, but it was just absolutely useless, wasn't he? I mean, it was like it was guaranteed yellow card every time he went in for something. So. Yeah, but other than that, I'd love to see him. But I thought he was just brilliant, and the way that he was wasted on the left hand side for England as well. We had like Gerrard and Lampard in the middle, but I mean, honestly, like Scholes, it should have been Scholes and then another. Like honestly, that's how it should have been done for me. So
we should have built a team around Paul Scholes for sure. The best midfielder.
Yeah, and he retired early as well, didn't he? Because he wasn't being played in a way that would, suit his talent. And yeah, quite rightly so too, really. I don't know. Anyway, but any other thoughts? Any before?
No, I think Gary Lineker or George Best would have been my two, or Diego Maradona. So yeah, there you go.
I mean, there's two very different characters, I think, with Gary Lineker and George Best, by the way. So that,
right?
Kidding. Okay. I'll fire up the randomizer again.
Spin the wheel.
Okay, question 14.
Ooh.
All right. You couldn't bear watching the end of the game. Has that ever happened? Have you kind of left the game early, or just kind of like been watching it on the TV and gone, no, forget it. I can't be. No, it's too much.
Never really. No, I couldn't bear watching the end of the game. I hate the games when your team are losing and there's like 5 minutes on the clock, but you just know there's no way they're going to get back into the game.
Yeah.
That last week with the Leipzig game, you're watching it hoping that you're going to score a couple of goals. You know it's not going to happen, though. So you sit there. And you can't bear to watch the end of the game because you know what's coming. But it's not like I'm walking away from it. It's not because we're winning and I'm just like, please hang on. It's more like when we're playing so badly, my team, England or Tottenham or any team I'm sort of looking at that day, and they're playing so badly that you know there's no way they're going to score, even if they were to play for another 2 hours. So I think that's my answer, really. Yeah.
I think also you're at work, and so I think you're contractually obliged to have hung around the Leipzig game.
Yeah. Help yourself, chaps.
Absolute free for all. Yeah.
Right.
I can't think of anything myself. The only thing I can sort of like that I couldn't bear to watch when England went 2-1 down against Cameroon in the 1990 World Cup quarters. And I put myself to bed at that point. And it was only my brother screaming at the telly that we'd got a penalty that I kind of came down and sort of like poked my head around the door to see Lineker smash on that penalty. But I honestly I couldn't bear it because I felt it was such a guaranteed win, and I was like, I can't believe we're losing this. And with 20 minutes to go, it looked like we might do. So yeah, I returned back, but I can't think of an occasion where I've left early because of So anyway, let's spin the wheel. All right. Question 20. All right. Best away ground, best ground that's not yours. I think. It's not your home team's ground. By the way, which you haven't been to yet.
So. I was going to say, so that's going to be like an away ground to me. I don't know. The most fun I had in an away ground was probably, this is going to sound a bit random now, but Nottingham Forest, the City Ground.
Okay.
That was probably my most visited away ground as a Tottenham fan for some reason. And West Ham as well. Upton Park, the old bowling ground. So... yeah, but my favourite away ground. I don't know.
Memories or anything like that? Oh, wow, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Not that I can broadcast.
That's for the DVD extra. Okay.
To be honest with you, I used to hate going to other people's grounds because it wasn't my team. But yeah, the City Ground, I always had a good laugh. There was always a huge contingent of Tottenham fans at the City Ground. Right. We used to stay overnight, and the walk to the ground would be fun along the Trent. And I'd probably say that's my favourite ground. Yeah, away ground would be. I actually
football. Like Forest played it right in those days, didn't they? And Spurs were a fun team to watch. You know, in the like kind of that sort of era as well.
Well, we had they were a bit of a bogey team with us as well, Nottingham Forest. But they were a great football inside, and that's one of the grounds I think I mentioned in an earlier podcast that I actually went onto the pitch at the end of the game and went up to Nigel Clough and Brian Clough. But yeah, we won't go into that now again. But
that's it. Well, yeah, you got a ban in order from the City ground, but so at least you got the memories. Yeah,
I've actually been there as a West Ham fan as well, which is a little random because my friend was a West Ham fan. We were travelling up to Ellen Road. I think in 1996 for the Tottenham semi-final against Everton. But we stopped off the day before and went to the West Ham Nottingham Forest game at the City Ground. So I've been there as a West Ham fan and as a Tottenham fan, which is a little random. So there you go. Good memories. Probably the ground that I have terrible memories of, like the results against this team, but Anfield is always a good day out because I'm a Bolton Wanderers fan and no one gives a crap about Bolton, let's be honest. So you don't get any mitre from anybody, and so you can go in the pub across the street, have a right good crack with everybody, and you know it's an incredible atmosphere. Absolutely loved it when I went. Like I said, we'd never got anything at Anfield when Bolton were in the Premier League, but fantastic. Just loved the whole sort of like getting to the ground and all that kind of thing. It's just superb. Loved it. Yeah. I remember. Sorry, get to the ground that one occasion because we'd signed El Hadji Diouf from Liverpool, and he'd been an absolute like flop at Liverpool after a World Cup, and I remember him showing up at 5-3, like when the place was absolutely packed, in his great big massive Bentley or whatever it was, like carving through these like back streets of Liverpool, and he got absolute belters. It was like an absolute idiot showing up at that time, like 5-3 on the match day. My goodness, what an idiot! But yeah, good fun. I've just remembered as well. As a kid, I used to live in Chesley Street, and my friend was a big Sunderland fan back in the middle '80s. So I went to the old Roker Park every other weekend. I went to all the home games for like nearly 2 seasons. So I probably say that's my favourite away ground because I have a lot of good memories there. But as a sort of semi-Sunderland fan at the time because of my friend at school and living so far away from London. Yeah.
I bet that was your basics at Roker Park, I imagine, is it? Kind of, I don't know. Yeah. Quite pretty grim in those days.
It was pretty grim, yeah. Used to stand in the full end with the Roker Roar. It was £3 to get in, and great atmospheres. Even though they went down to the old third division, then it was. I saw Brian Robson being sent off there. Actually, he got a red card against Barry Venison in an FA Cup tie. It was 36,000 there. It was a 0-0 draw.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, right.
That's a beauty. That does, yeah, absolute classic.
There you go.
Right. Should we do one more and then we'll call it for that, and then maybe move on to any other business? Let's try one more. Let's fire up the randomizer for one last time. Got loads of questions for next week as well. Question 3. Have we had question 3 already? Let's see. No. Okay. Let's do a different one to that because we've already talked about stadiums. Yeah. Let's. Come on, randomizer. Sort it out. 12? Have we had 12 yet? No. Let's do that one. Okay. Best celebration of a goal.
Right, I'm instantly going to go to Jurgen Klinsmann when he did his dive when he came to Tottenham because I thought that was most humorous. Mm-hmm. And it showed that a German can have a sense of humour.
Absolutely, yeah. Because I think, if I remember correctly, he's like, it was the first sort of marquee signing that anybody made in the Premier League era, wasn't it? Like
1 million, yeah.
You know,
1 million on Alan Sugar's yacht in Monaco, I believe. But there you go. But my favourite celebration, and it's kind of mad in a way, but again, I go to Maradona, and I think it's the 1994 World Cup. It's Argentina versus Greece. He scores this great goal. He just runs through the Greek players, does a couple of 1-2s, hits this bolt shot into the top corner, and just manically runs towards the camera. The eyes are ablaze, wide open into the camera. I think he was subsequently tested after that game and banned from football for substance abuse. But the celebration, I remember sitting at home and just going absolutely insane because of the celebration. It was manic.
Yeah,
and I'll never forget that one.
I think, something. The guy on the the random drug tester person of that game must have gone. I'm going to make sure that this isn't as random as it usually is. I think this. Yeah.
Did Tardelli as well in the '82 World Cup final?
Yeah, that's one I was going to go with. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Okay.
No, it was because apparently though, do you know when he's kind of running away, like screaming, like fist pumping, he's actually shouting Tardelli at that point. Actually shouting his actual own name, which I approve of. Because he just scored in the World Cup for his country, like World Cup final for his country. So yeah, how fantastic is that? But I love the idea of just going like Tardelli, like in the backyard. And the other one as well, it's sort of similar kind of. I've forgotten his name actually, but he was the centre half playing for Roma against Barcelona last season. Was it last season or the season before that? In the Champions League, where Barcelona took a 2-goal lead to Roma, and then they turned it totally round, Roma got this last-minute winner, and the centre, he's a Greek centre half, just goes bananas. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just brilliant. And what I'll do as well, by the way, I'll link to all of the things that have been kind of mentioned here, and so like I know that people might have some time on their hands right now, and so so we'll link to things that we've mentioned, and I'll try and kind of curate all of that in the show notes. All right, well, we got through some stuff there. I think we've got loads more, and so I can see this being quite a bit of a thing. So I think we've got plenty of questions to get through and in future weeks. So hopefully that was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. That was good fun.
I could talk all day.
All right. Well, we'll move on to any other business. And because we didn't have any play this weekend, I convened a fools panel. A pools panel. I got James, got Paul Brown, and I got my pal Craig to suggest what they thought the results might be, and so this is the pools panel, and there was actually consensus for most things. This is really so. For the Watford-Leicester game, the pools panel came up with a score draw. There was so nobody got that. Nobody said that there was going to be that was going to be a score draw.
Definitely a hope win.
So Paul and James both said it would be a score draw, and my pal Craig said it was an away win. The pools panel for the Brighton Arsenal game came up with an away win for that, and we all had that, so that was good.
Nice.
Man City Burnley. The pools panel says a home win, which we all got apart from yourself, who had a score draw. You had 1-1 in that one.
The court of arbitration is being contacted as we speak on
that. And then where do we go up to? Yeah, okay. Villa versus Chelsea. They said score draw in this, and nobody said score draw.
No.
So we either had away wins or home wins, and so nobody said score draw. So anyway, it calms down a little bit now. Dortmund versus Schalke, there was a home win predicted by the pools panel, and we all got that. And an away win for Bayern Munich against Union Berlin, which we all predicted too. And then the final game, again, this is by majority, West Ham versus Wolves. An away win was predicted by the pools panel. And by the way, I was the only one to say that, so I feel pretty bad.
I think payments were received by other people here, listeners. Okay.
But, oh dear. So yeah, well, as you can imagine, James predicted an away win, but also my pal Craig as well. He said an away win, and so by majority, that was an away win by the pools panel. So I thought that was really fun. And can I just say that first of all, I should explain what a pools panel is, and I can put that in at the end. The pools panel was the people that predicted games that had been called off for bad weather in the pools, which were almost like the lottery back in the day. You had to predict all the score draws. And so if the games were postponed or rained off or what have you, they would sit and say, okay, we think that would have been a home win or an away win or a score draw or whatever. So that's what the pools panel is. The other thing was, all of the people that I contacted about that were super serious about it. And it was like, do you want me to put it as though it was a score draw or do you want me to give you an actual score? And I'm like, thank you for such a purist, but yeah, just give us a score draw, and that fantastic. It was brilliant how people responded to that. So thank you to James, Paul, and to Craig as well for helping us out with that. It was really, really fun.
Thank you.
I thought I'd surprise you with that because yeah. All right. We'll do a little bit of an update on the whole Corona thing. The Euros have been postponed till next year, and there's talk of also the Copa America has been postponed.
They said that the football season are hoping to get it up and running by April the 30th.
Yeah,
the Premier. Yeah.
Okay, and I've heard talk of there being like some neutral venues in the Midlands.
Yeah,
to kind of get like maybe 2 or 3 games a day done to kind of like catch up and to prevent people from going to the grounds as well. Yeah. So that it's almost like I think there's like 92 games that are needed to complete the league. And so I think I've heard talk of there being just like some neutral grounds, get the games played behind closed doors and have the league done and dusted.
They're talking about that in Europe as well, aren't they, to have a knockout tournament over a weekend for the Champions League and Europa League. So let's see how that one works out. But yeah, I think London is the big hotspot at the moment, not to go to.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I actually, you know what? That'd be a really fun one. See, like a little Club World Cup for or European Cup. It's really fun. Sorry, you cut out there. What did you say?
I said it'd be like the Pokemon film, where they all go to a secret island for the Pokemon tournament to see who's got the best Pokemon card. Doesn't matter. I had a young son at the time.
That's it. I lost me there, the whole Pokemon thing.
We're all red now.
I'm sure that would have killed with an audience that knew anything about Pokemon. I'm sorry,
I've got this lovely vision in my head. They're going to ship all the Premier League players into this little island and just have one stadium where they just like tag each other in and stuff and play the games. But yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm waffling on now.
Well, that's I don't know how they. I mean, I think what they're trying to prevent is the PSG thing when they played the game behind closed doors and then they went ahead and beat Dortmund. Like the whole of the outside of the ground was like, there was more people than usual there, wasn't there? So I think they're trying to prevent that sort of thing from happening as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Saw that. Yeah.
Ronaldo has played for his prison team. Do you see this?
Ronaldinho.
Let's start that again. Ronaldinho has played for his prison team. I don't know whether you saw this.
Yeah.
He's currently in like apparently so. Yeah, it's like setting them all up. And, your luck's out, isn't it? If you're playing for a prison team and all of a sudden, Ronaldinho on the other side. For goodness sake, like, can I get a break? Like,
you lose the first pick, you're not going to be happy, are you?
Yeah.
I want him.
You mean the World Cup winner? Oh, good for you. Yeah.
Honestly, mate, it's not Ronaldinho. He just looks like him. He's his less fortunate brother.
Can you imagine? I don't know.
Brilliant.
he's in there because of the whole passport thing. He's in a Paraguayan maximum security prison of all places for using false documents. So anyway, it's a very odd situation. Because there's a lot of the smaller teams down the pyramid are worried about the kind of financial situation that will come from this crisis. I saw that Hyde United, which are a non-league team in Manchester, did you see this?
No.
They put together a virtual match day package, and what I'll do is I'll send you the link to this because it's absolutely lovely. So what they've done is I've just sent you the link, and what you can do is you can buy a virtual match ticket, you can buy a virtual pint of lager, you can buy a virtual actually there's a virtual pie and pint special, so but there's all sorts of things that you wouldn't be able to do on a match day ordinarily. So there's a virtual pink gin and lemonade you can get. and then there's a virtual Judith's chicken soup and a roll as well. So they've gone all out, and so you can buy these, and it's just a way of donating to the club whilst there's no games being played. So I thought it was a really cute idea, and I'll link to that in the show notes. But this is for the Radcliffe Borough game coming up this weekend. So take a look at that. It's cute. Yeah.
Did you hear about Barnet? Get on to a less sober moment, more sober moment even. Barnet have let 60, given redundancy to 60 of their staff now already. Barnet Football Club.
They employed 60 in the first place, but
okay. But yeah, they've made 60 people redundant already, so the knock-on effect's going to be huge, I think, soon.
Yeah. Well, I noticed as well that the EFL have announced £50 million worth of relief, I think, for the clubs. I think they've released the TV money already. So so hopefully that will pay for some wages and things. So yeah, it's the right thing. But yeah, it's a scary time. Absolutely
scary. Yeah, very scary. Nobody knows the uncertainty, Paul.
It is, yeah. I mean, from one day to the next. I mean, from 1 hour to the next, to be honest, isn't it? Really. So yeah, it's hard work.
Yeah, it is.
But there's no football on, but there might be some relief. I don't know if they saw that this drama is about to drop on Netflix. Do you see this?
Yeah, I did see this morning.
Right, yeah. The English Game, it's called. And it's written by Julian Fellows that wrote Downton Abbey. And it's all about the early days of football in England and sort of like the kind of the idea of the players versus gentlemen and all this kind of creating the rules of the game and all this sort of thing. So I don't know what that's going to be like. I know that the working class characters in Downton Abbey were pretty one-dimensional, if I remember correctly. But we'll see how that goes. So anyway, there's some Northerners in this drama, so we'll see how all that pans out. But anyway, and that drops on Friday on Netflix, and I'll post a link to the trailer for that. So see if that tickles your fancy at all in these days of no football.
No football.
How have you been kind of, what's the, is it not nandrolone? That's the wrong thing, isn't it? What's the thing that you take instead of, heroin? What's that stuff called? Anyway.
Methadone.
Methadone. Yeah, okay, thank you. What's been your methadone whilst you've not been able to watch any football? Have you kind of rewatched anything? Are you kind of like watching highlights on YouTube or anything like that? No,
I haven't really. No, I did a few things at the bar. We had like, it's funny enough actually. We played the NBC Gold had a classic match on. I think it was last Friday. This is when the bar was still open, and it happened to be a 2009 game at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Tottenham. And for a brief moment, we were 2-0 up at half-time, Tottenham. So the season actually got a little better for me. But no, we lost 5-2. And couldn't even get a replay, Paul. The best news of this virus is the Spurs are probably going to come out of it very well because all our players will be back.
Right. Yeah, there you go. So
it's the best thing that could have happened to Tottenham.
Oh, dear.
Jeez.
Right. Yeah. Well,
prayed for a pandemic so we could get our players back.
I mean, yeah, that was the nuclear option, I think, wasn't it? That call.
Don't underestimate Daniel Levy.
No, indeed.
He looks like a Bond villain anyway. So,
I don't know. All right, well, should we leave it there? I think
Yeah.
bothered people long enough.
Yeah.
Still want you to get in contact and really do. I think it's important to stay in contact with everybody in the soccer community, and so we're Footy from the Foots. I'll say that again. footyfromthefoots@gmail.com and @footyfromfoot on all our social media things. And yeah, any suggestions for future questions that you want to have Rod and I ramble on about will be gladly received. Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play, as well as SoundCloud, to access all of the previous podcasts. If you're so inclined, please tell everybody about what we're doing here. And yeah, we appreciate all those people that have rated and reviewed previous to this. Thanks to David Sangster for our theme tune and the outro that you're about to hear. Give him a follow at 1 in 20 Parkinson's. And usually I say, wherever you watch your football, make sure that you look after your bartenders. I think even more so, look after your bartenders now. There's a way that you can support people in the service industry. Try and do so. Yeah, I know it's a rough time for everybody, but yeah, do look out for others as well. Yeah. Anything further to add, Rod, before we say
no, just stay safe out there, everybody, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah. Well,
nothing else I can say, really. I just hope everybody's okay and rest up, people, and try and just try and enjoy the relaxation for the moment.
Yeah,
I know it's difficult.
Yeah. Look for the positives in all of this. There's always something out there, I guess. So yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Look after yourselves out there, and thank you, dear listener. And we'll do this again next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Well done.
All right. That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. That went okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I like the questions. We should keep this.
Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah. So I'll cross out. Oh, hello. Well, let me stop the recording because then it don't let the. But yeah, we've got. There you go. I think we have our. Yeah, there you go.